Are we recording?
I think so.
Welcome back to the Rock Squad podcast. Today, we got Corey and Tanner here. How are you?
It's been I'm all right. I could be better. How about yourself?
Pretty good today. Yesterday was pretty productive. Freaking woke up, cleaned the entire house, like top to bottom. So I feel pretty accomplished. Are you okay?
I
You're
had
spacing
nothing,
out?
had nothing to reply to that.
Yeah, you freaking Corey bought me a Hot Wheels today. A little Subaru Impreza. Freaking sick. I love that thing. I like I don't think I've ever seen those like in person with gray and the gold rims like that.
I don't know if I have either, but I think I dig it.
Yeah, so do I. And then he bought a GTR for himself. And it
Liberty
almost looks
Walk.
like a GT3
No,
kind
it's
of.
Liberty Walk.
Oh, pretty sick. Yeah. So, yeah, freaking. Today at work, or this week at work, I should say. We kept getting sent home early because of freaking part shortages again, which is nuts. That's been happening like quite a lot lately. And yeah, it's.
Do you know what you're short on?
I think from what I heard, it was motor mounts.
Like the metal part, or like the poly, or like the rubber part of it?
I don't even know. To be honest, they just said. Well, Reese told me, he's like, I heard it was motor mounts, so that's why we haven't been working. But like they would only send us home like the last freaking hour of the night. But yeah. Yeah, you know when I message you at work, like, do my messages ever make sense to you? Like, actually?
Like when you do your time thing. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
now that I know what you mean, I do.
Mm-hmm.
But the one time you just said it random, like just itself, and I was completely confused.
Yeah. Like, I feel like sometimes I'm trying to talk to you. Like, I'm on the line, so I can't actually, like, stop and text. But, so I'll just do, like, the speech to text.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just say some stuff. And it's... Like, I go to YouTube and I do it, and it everything's fine. It understands me. But then I do it on just, like, Facebook Messenger.
Yeah.
And it's, like, piano hashtag Liberty Minecraft. And it's like, I didn't say any of that. I don't understand how I got that. But it just puts random shit together and sends it. It's like, I didn't say any of this. I was talking about fucking, cameras or something.
Yeah.
But it just puts random stuff together. It's really freaking annoying.
That's how I feel about my swipe texting. To where you just drag,
Oh, yeah.
and like there'd be times where I'd done it 3 times in a row, and it took the third time to give me the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
But there's sometimes where I just don't stop. And I was like, and it just,
That's annoying.
there's one word that's completely not right.
Oh, for me too, it's like, I don't have the the drag text, but when I do the speech to text, I'll be like, yeah, I'm free Saturday. You're spree Saturday? No, and then I'll go back, free, and then it'll be like, cream? Free. Brie? No. Free. I'll fucking say it like that to get it.
And it just triggered.
Dude, it makes me so fucking mad. I've almost thrown my phone like multiple times because of that. Every single time. And then I get mad at myself. It's like, I understand this is going to piss me off, yet I still sit there and I try to beep boop boop boop, and I try to message you that way, and it never works.
It's all about how fast you say it and how you enunciate certain things.
Well, yeah, that's why I'll slow things down,
and
it still doesn't work.
You at work, I can completely understand why it doesn't understand.
Oh yeah, all the noise.
Just that you get a loud choppy noise, and it's like D.
It's like, was that an F? No, that was a fucking crane crashing or something.
Yeah, like the few times you call me, if I'm not in my car, I have no clue what you're saying. 93% of the time.
Oh yeah, it's so bad.
Because
I
it almost seems like the background on like your phone picks up,
mm-hmm.
just fucking pummels you into the ground. Like you're not relevant.
Not at all. When I had a pair of Samsung, I forget what they're called. The Samsung,
Samsung bugs.
Buds Plus.
Oh, okay.
And dude, those things, like, you could talk in the middle of like a freaking hurricane, and it would still pick you up, and you could be understood, and it even like doing the speech to text through the headphones, it works perfectly. The microphones on those things are crazy, but I switched to Sony. I don't even know what kind they are, but they're not good. I don't like them at all. That's why, and also that's kind of why I was against getting like a Sony camera, because like I feel Sony is really good at making PlayStations, and they make TVs, right?
Yeah.
I say those two things, they do a pretty good job.
Well, I've seen a lot of people use Sony Alpha, whatever.
Alpha what?
I don't know. It just like Sony Alpha, like it's Alpha is like I think it's like the tier or the brand, like their sub brand, and there's a number behind it, which is probably like the model number and what its capabilities are, like its specs. I'm.
Or are they headphones?
No, they're cameras.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
I think Alpha is like their top tier.
Just judging by my what I hit.
I don't know.
Oh, I hit that. Just judging off of my headphones, I feel like it's like, okay, my headphones are garbage, and I don't trust them to handle high quality pictures.
But the thing
in
is,
my opinion,
what tier are those buds in their lineup though? Are they? I'm pretty sure Sony has some pretty expensive buds.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I just feel like that's why I want to go with Canon, because it's Canon. That's what they do. They do cameras. That's all they do. Maybe microphones, but that's it. Like Sony's like, oh, we have people working on our cameras, and we have people working on TVs, and then our PlayStations, and then we also have people working on headphones, and we also have people working on fucking dishwashers coming out next year probably.
Well,
Not really.
You gotta think about it though. Is what's the size of the company? You need the context. Like, yeah, Sony's pretty old. I don't know exactly how old, but they've worked their way. They've branched out into the market to increase their profits and whatever. But they try to stick to what they do.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like Yamaha is probably the weirdest company because they make dirt bikes and stuff.
Oh, and fucking pianos.
And pianos. And they also tuned the exhaust on the Lexus LFA.
You hear that?
Yeah.
What the hell was that?
It sounds like you got a chest burster in your chest.
I didn't. On the new LFA or the old LFA?
I don't think there's two.
They're coming out with a new one.
I've not seen the new one.
Oh, we'll pull that up.
The new one, but the old one is that's orgasm to me.
I remember when we worked at Toyota.
The red one, 10 tier.
Yeah, that's like the only one I've ever seen in person.
Yeah, same.
It was nuts.
Because they only made like so many. I don't know if it was like 300 total or like 300 a year, but it kind of sucks though. I didn't get to hear it turn on or anything. I don't even remember why I was there. That was a pretty long time ago.
LFA coming in 20. Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
But like I dig it. It kind of reminds me of Mitsubishi. If Mitsubishi and Honda designers had a baby, that's what they would design. Like,
what their kid would make.
Yeah, look at where the badge is. Like that's like kind of Honda move.
Yeah, that is.
And the
headlights. I don't know
if
I like that.
Headlights is kind of Honda, kind of.
That should be the new front end to the new freaking Integra.
That would be sick.
Right there.
That looks like the middle section.
Yeah.
Looks like an Integra.
It does look like
or Acura. That's really weird because that doesn't look like a Lexus design scheme because they like the Aeroglass grille.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't look like it's.
It looks like a weird baby between like.
Oh, it kind of looks like a i3. Is it the i3 or the i8? Oh yeah, that it looks like a BMW i8 because the hatchback.
That also had sex with like a McLaren. If you look at the back of it,
To me, it makes me think of a BMW. The i8.
I wish there was more pictures of it. I don't see any. Would like to see the back end of it. That's what she said.
It needs to be. It needs to have like a weird amount of exhaust tips. Hopefully, it gets tuned by Yamaha again.
940 horsepower.
Probably electric.
Twin turbo V8, 4 liter. Oh, I forgot you can't read. You can read, but
I can read.
Your eyes aren't great.
I don't feel like that's either some big turbos.
That's Chunky. You let her in. Always gotta let Chunky when she comes to the podcast. Chunky Dunky.
Show stealer.
Yep. And you're gonna open the door and she's gonna run away a little bit. Chunky, come here. Yeah.
I'm gonna get you.
She did exactly what I said.
Stay gone.
Hey, I just wanted to say, though, if you guys are watching this, thank you so much for clicking on the podcast and subscribing if you are. It actually really means a lot. I had a friend over last night, and he's like, man, I watched the whole thing, the first episode. And I will agree, like, the beginning of every podcast is probably going to be a little wonky because we got to get into a rhythm. But if you make it through that first 10 minutes and you're still here, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Chunky didn't want to come in.
She ran away. She ran down the stairs.
She's never done that.
Is she hungry?
Oh, maybe. I also got her. She's not into like catnip or anything like that.
Is that why you got those treats?
Well, I got her some toys, like those little mouse toys, and those have catnip in them. And she actually just freaking went for it. So, I think she might be getting high or will be high at some point today. And I think it will be like her first time ever doing it. So,
you're gonna have a crack addict on your hands.
I don't think so. We've back when I was with my ex in Muncie, we tried to get her to. Dude. And she's gonna run.
You're gonna have that up.
She freaking busted in. She go down the stairs again.
Yes. You want me to hurt? I'm just gonna grab her.
Yeah, just go grab her. Get right back here, you criminal scum. Chonky's nuts.
I think she's hungry because she went right for a bowl.
Oh, yeah. Should have fed her before the podcast. Oh. Now you settle. I'm going to go feed her and we'll be right back.
Well, I didn't want to slide down the other way.
Ooh.
Feel good?
Okay, we're back. Sorry about that.
Cats, am I right?
Crazy. She's got food now, so she'll be happy.
For now.
Until she eats all of it. She's like, I want more. So how's work been?
It's been all right. I hurt my back a couple weeks ago, and it still kind of comes back depending on what I'm picking up.
What'd you do?
I think just since I bend over and pick up stuff all the time, I think just not to mention it was
like repetitive.
Well, it's heavy stuff that like triggers it. The last few weeks.
Yeah.
And it just hasn't gone away. Because there was a week that we just did a whole bunch of heavy stuff with these things called Mac 2s, and I think they hold like welding tanks, so they have to be pretty robust. Those things are heavy, and we got these things called 10 and 20 gallons, and they hold. We're pretty sure they hold hydraulic fluid, and they're heavy, dude. Like the 20 gallons take like 2 people to pick up.
Wow.
And they're not even that big. They're smaller than that table.
That's crazy. Everything at everything at where I work, I don't want to say it. Everything is like optimized. There's cranes and everything for every station, and like they have a whole department of people. I forget what they're called, but they just go around like if your shoulder starts hurting, then they'll come out to your job like, okay, perform your job, and they'll analyze it, and then they'll be like, okay, if we lower this tool here or do this and put this here, you won't have to do that motion, so you won't be hurting your
yeah.
You won't be overusing your shoulder.
I know what you're talking about. They at my last job, they used to do that. They used to bring, I guess they were
ergonomics. That's what it's called.
These like they pretty much do what they do at Toyota, which is stop the line, fix the problem, then continue, and that's how they optimize it. But I get that. We don't really have that where I work. It's too small. GM's massive, so they have the money to. They'll put the money forth to fix the problem to make more progress and less, payouts.
Also, it gets more out of their workers because they know this worker is going to be here for 40 years. So let's take super good care of them.
On that note, did you see that guy who broke the record for the most years at GM? 63 years.
63?
Yeah. You could probably blur out the...
Oh, yeah. You already said it multiple times. It's okay. Yeah, that's fucking crazy. That's over twice the length I've been alive. Working at one place. Just the thought of that makes me want to blow my fucking brain out.
He probably had the cakewalk of a job, if I had to guess.
Yeah, or multiple. There is at the end of the line, there's a job where like they get in the truck and there's like a figure 8 or like an oval.
Yeah, test track. I've seen that.
Yeah, dude, that's a gravy job.
Dude, I've seen some of those guys beat the crap out of those trucks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, proper testing, I guess.
Oh, I'm pretty sure people buying new trucks don't want their tires to have some skids on them.
Some rubbish.
Doesn't matter. Most people don't like the way trucks are stored, anyways, when they're backlogged.
Yeah.
In the mud, in the fields.
Yeah, everyone was pretty mad at the fact those pictures got out about that. But yeah. Speaking of like work optimization, when I worked at Almet I was a CNC plasma cutter or burn table operator. So it was kind of cool because I got to operate cranes, work on computers, and just like laser cut shit, which was pretty fun. But there's a guy in the bay I worked, and he ran the plate blaster, so he would like pick the sheets of steel up and put it on a truck or put it through a machine, and the machine would like beam blast it to knock all the scaling off.
Yeah.
And then put it in my rack, and then that's the stock I would pick up from. And no one ever trained him properly on the different clamps to use for the different types of steel. And he freaking took a 3-ton clamp, which it's got a really big bite, and it like when it's at its maximum like grippage, it's like really fucking thin, or not really thin, but it's like not as thin as some of the plates we have. And he went and picked up a 3/16 sheet of steel with it.
Yeah. And
like he was, walking it up as it's lifting, and it kind of gets underneath it, and right once it gets nearly vertical, it fucking slipped out. Steel hit the ground, and it fell. And like he like put his hands up, and him putting his hands up, the sheet of steel like pushed him out of the fucking way, like through him.
Bungee arms.
Pew. Yeah. If he was 2 feet closer, it wouldn't have pushed him out far enough, and he would have gotten crushed. And I fucking witnessed it. It was crazy. And then after that, like, they put a bunch of signs everywhere. Like, these are the type of clamps you should use. This, like, everything was, like, all marked and color-coded after that.
I mean, it's so dumb. Like, why is it not? If you're not going to train people properly, you need to have instructions to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's so stupid that you have to wait for an incident to happen, for change to happen.
Yeah, I agree. I almost got killed. Yeah, I almost got killed in there because I was laying down a sheet of steel on my burn table, and the sheets of steel that I was picking up are 8 foot wide by 20 foot long.
Yeah,
so they're pretty big. And I think it was like a sheet a half inch, and a sheet a half inch thick steel like that big. It was like, I don't even know, 5,000 pounds or something like that off the top of my head.
Yeah,
maybe 3. And fucking. So I had there's 3 cranes in the bay, and I had the far end one. So I'm like placing my stuff down, and I like look up at the crane, and I see the 2 other cranes because they were like dual lifting I-beam, a crane at each end, and they were just traveling down the bay because they had to go all the way down to the far end, and they fucking did not slow down and crashed their overhead cranes, both of them, into mine, and just everything fucking went flying. Once I saw it was happening, I yelled and I threw my fucking remote and I fucking dipped. I like ran as far as I could. Yeah, it was crazy. The people in there, well, I don't want to say in there because like they're fucking everywhere, but just the dumb ass rednecks. Yeah. Like that made me realize I was like, I gotta get the fuck.
You're not supposed to do it this way, but I do it anyway.
Yeah, that's how I do it. I mean, they want you to do it like this, but you know,
saves me 10 seconds.
Yeah, but 10 seconds is just I can't afford it. And also the guy that crashed into my crane. It was technically 2 guys, but the guy in front, the lead, wasn't paying attention. Like he's dropped I-beams on his legs. And I don't know how he hasn't gotten like crippled yet, but he's always I've seen him get pinned under some shit like 3 or 4 times, and every time he's like help, and I gotta go over there and fucking use my crane and pick the shit up off him. Luckily, there's always been like a log or like a piece of wood, like right in between the 2 things to prevent it from actually crushing him. Yeah, like 3 or 4 times. It's crazy.
Those are the type of that's the thing that sucks about modern medicine is people like that just continue to survive because of medicine and like luck.
Yeah, let's maybe not give them a herpes medication and kind of just let it burn through so we don't have to deal with those people anymore. Yeah, that guy's nuts. Yeah. I had a funny story actually. So, when I worked there, my dad was like so fucking disappointed in me after this. But like, I don't watch sports.
Yeah, me either.
I don't understand how people get so fucking obsessed, like with sports and sports statistics and all that shit. And everything's all opinion based anyway. So like, even though like, oh, this guy's got this shooting record and this many touchdowns or whatever, and it's obviously more than this guy. And then you can be like, this guy's better than this guy. And then someone will argue, well, that guy's better because he can blah, 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 blah. And they fucking argue till there's no end. But when I worked at Allmet, 2 guys were like, bickering like a bunch of old women about which I think it was like Jordan or LeBron, I think.
Okay.
Or something like that. And they asked me because they wanted a third opinion to settle the argument, and they were like, "Hey, Tanner, so who's better, LeBron or Jordan?" And I was like, "I don't know, man. I don't watch golf." And I didn't fucking, or I might have said baseball, and like it was a genuine mistake. I didn't mean to say it, but they laughed at it like I was making a joke, and they're like, "Oh, fucking classic, Tanner. Okay, yeah, that was a good one," and then they fucking left. And then I was like, oh my God, that's so fucking embarrassing. But they took it as a joke, so like I guess I got off. But and then I told my dad about it, and he's like, God, this is my son. And my dad's like pretty big into sports, so when he heard that, like he was just so fucking upset. It's pretty funny.
You're adopted. You're no longer my son.
Yeah, I must have been.
I don't know. I think it's just like me and you like cars. And other people like sports, like baseball. Yeah. So you could jabber on about what engines and what car, and people are like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, but also like I'm not. I don't defend what I like either. Like they like this is who I root for. So everything else is fucking garbage, and me, I'm just like, and I'm into cars, but like I don't pay attention to racing.
I mean, neither do I. I mean, I like racing and video games because.
Well, yeah, that's fun. It's just you're messing around, but like everyone gets so tribal about everything that they're interested in, and I just like this is what I like. I also like that, and I also like that, and I also like this over here. So,
I'm a neutral person. Like, oh, you like that? Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I know what you're talking about half the time, but okay.
Yeah, I kind of just like,
Smile and wave, boys.
Smile and wave, boys. Did I tell you about the time I got pranked when I worked at Walmart?
No.
Yeah, dude, it was so good. And I think I know who did it. It might have been my friend Austin. He's still friends with me on Facebook, so maybe if he's watching this, hi Austin. But I'm pretty sure he pranked the fuck out of me, and I didn't tell anyone about it. Or like I might have told, I think I told my ex at the time while we were together. But so he comes out of the bathroom, and I'm going in, don't think anything of it, and I sit down on the toilet, and I'm just like, diddling on my phone, and I like shift, just like make myself more comfortable, and then like a pop goes off like that.
I think you're thinking of the wrong place.
No.
I'm pretty sure.
No. Listen, a pop goes off like that, and I'm like, and I felt something like hit my dick and balls like really hard, and I was like, I didn't know, and I looked down, and they're just fucking red all over. Like I don't know what happened. It was so instant. I thought my dick exploded. Like there, I just see red. I felt a pop. There's a hit on like my genital area, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "What the fuck? What the fuck?" And then I was like, "Oh, that smells like fucking ketchup." And like I lifted the toilet seat, and you know how there's those little rubber like
the feet,
the bumpers. Yeah, he fucking this motherfucker put ketchup packets on the under those. So as I sat down, it was compressing the fucking ketchup, pointing right at my fucking. At my ass and balls and everything. And then when I adjusted, that shifted all the way over to one of them, and it fucking popped, and it just like shotgun blasted my fucking balls with ketchup. I had to fucking wipe it all up and everything.
I feel like that might that was a tingly.
Yeah, a little bit. It fucking dude. And then I cleaned up as well as I could, and then I just walked out. Was just like acted like nothing happened, and I didn't say any. I don't want to give him the satisfaction, so I didn't say shit about it to anyone that worked there, and like I just like kept it to myself. But yeah, dude, it was the initial shock and fear. Yeah. Just looking down and seeing red, I was like, "What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?" Like it was so fucked up and gross. But it was a fucking good prank. That was like. I think that's the best time I've ever been, like, I got pretty well.
Yeah.
Have you ever been pranked like that?
Yeah, IKEA. Pretty much the same concept, but without ketchup. There's like these pressure activated.
Oh, the poppers?
Yeah.
I think I remember that.
That pissed me off so much that I almost went home.
Really?
Yeah. Because people kept throwing them. Like it wasn't just that.
Yeah.
It was like before, during, and after. All like just got to me. I was like, "This is bullshit. I'm not gonna deal with this bullshit."
I don't think I ever had poppers on the toilet like that, but I do remember like I'd be up there changing, putting on my work uniform, and then the fucking door would open, and then you'd be like, "What the fuck? What the fuck?" You're fucking, you're naked and got your underwear on, fucking shit's flying around you and stuff. I got fucking lit on fire. Do you remember that?
I got lit on fire.
Fucking Ronald lit my fucking work shirt on fire while I was wearing it. I'm like fucking sitting there talking to someone. And like I fucking see smoke out of the corner of my eye. I look over and like whole fucking bottom, the bottom of my shirt's
There was a guy
gone.
named Matt who was, I think he was just, I didn't think he meant to catch me on fire, but he just happened to.
How so? What do you mean?
Because he was like, "I'm going to let you on fire."
Like
and then woof, fucking brake clean, and everyone's over here patting on me because I'm halfway on fire.
Wow. Did that make you mad?
No.
I remember that there was a time fucking Pedopoli was like driving through you were with me, you were standing right next to me, and I know you got hit too. It was like some shitty Chrysler minivan where the windshield wipers were mounted to the sides and they swipe up like this.
Yeah.
And he was spraying the fucking sprayer, and he got the window all nice and coated, and then as he drove past us, it started fucking hit the wipers, and it was flicking like cups of windshield wiper fluid right on our fucking faces and stuff. And I got so mad because I heard that stuff can make you go blind if it gets in your eyes.
Yeah.
And it like went all around my eyes. And I was like, you dumb motherfucker. You almost fucking took away my vision. Yeah, I was fucking pissed. I miss working there.
You want to call out Joey on your pranks on him?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so Joey, I hopefully you're watching this here. He's been a pretty good friend of me for a really long time. Yeah, he, I don't know why I did it, but I went to Walmart and found a fucking air horn.
Yeah.
Oh, air horn set. It was 2 fucking horns. And I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be so fucking good. So we were already scaring each other quite a bit. But yeah, I took that fucking air horn and we would, as cars get finished, we would take them out the back, wash them, drive them down the road, and then park them in the customer parking up front. And then the porters would walk around the side through the parts and service door. And that door led into a stairway. So I would always be sitting in the stairway with a fucking air horn behind some, like, boxes or tires.
Parts.
And, 1 second.
Bless you. Bless you. Bless you.
Might be another one. But yeah, I would always hide behind some boxes or like tires or something. And right when he'd come through that door, dude, and you got to think of like the amount of echo you can get in a concrete stairwell.
Yeah, it was pretty. Well, the whole building was like that.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, I would always fucking, and I wouldn't just like, meh. I would like
lay on it.
Yeah.
You remember when?
And you'd give a little dance for a couple of seconds. Yeah.
You remember when me and Chris scared you back to back? He got you at the first door, and then I got you by the garage door, and you just like laid on the ground, petrified.
So many good memories there. So many good.
It sucked that working there.
Yeah.
But it was pretty. I mean, I enjoyed my life better probably back then. I have way more bills and responsibility now.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I would say, I don't know. Well, considering who I was with at the time, I mean, I wasn't making much money, but like, I had a house to my own, with you.
Yeah.
We were making garbage money, but I feel like it was pretty fun.
Yeah, I mean,
I still drive past that house.
Still there?
Yeah, occasionally I'll go by and see what's parked in the driveway.
Yeah.
Yeah. See if there's anything to back into. You remember that?
Yeah, because you didn't wake up and I left and you had to hurry up to get to work.
Yeah.
Because it was fucking freezing cold outside and you couldn't defrost your car.
So I ran out. I had a 2007 Audi at the time, and fucking ran out. Windows are all frosted. Wasn't paying attention to the driveway. Fucking got in, shut the door, put it in reverse, and then backed into a fucking, I don't even know what it was.
Fuck it.
Yeah, dude. And then I was like, I gotta go to work. Fuck. I fucking left it.
I remember one day when it was like when we were taking turns driving to work, and you were running late, and you got really started beating on your car, and you're just killing plugs and coils. Yeah,
I think that was the second time I blew a coil pack, and it was all because of a bad spark plug. But yeah, fucking woke up late, got in the car, cold started. It was like around the same time. It was like kind of winterish.
It was like probably 20 degrees, if not cold. It was cold.
It was literally like start the car and then immediately reverse, get out to the street, drive, and then I mashed it. No, and it was a turboed car, so like you're not supposed to do that. That's a big no-no with turbo cars. But I was just like, I gotta go, fuck, and I fucking mashed the gas, and I think it was like down that road, or was it another road?
So it was down that road, and then it started right as we turned to go over the railroad tracks. We barely got across railroad tracks because it was so bad. It was like
yeah, killed a coil, and then we had to drive another 20 minutes on.
Dude, it was like it took if you would have let your car warm up and it not break, we probably would have actually got there on time. Or
that's a good point.
Not as not as late, but did that I think we were like half hour late.
Maybe because we were porters, so like I mean, we
ran the show.
Yeah. We were the
Especially
lowest paid and the lowest in terms of like,
we were the bottom. We were bottom feeders.
Yeah, chain of command. We're at the bottom chain, dangling around. But without us, literally, the fucking lights wouldn't turn on.
There was a point.
I swear to God.
Were you there when Corey was working there?
When who?
Corey Klotz?
I don't think so.
Well, it got to a point where I was opening and greeting customers by myself.
Jeez.
And this is the point in time where I there was times where I was pulling in 20, 30 cars, like car apocalypse inside. And they don't even do that no more. I was just getting fucking overworked there. But yeah. Like I literally had a garage door opener to the
to the building.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, the amount of stuff they got away with, like like putting that much workload on a single human being and like only paying them.
The thing is, like, whenever I would ask for raises, they would barely ever. They would moan and complain about it, but they wouldn't. They would still give me raises.
Yeah,
But what sucked is everyone out. Like, I'm pretty sure whenever I got a raise, the new hires got the same pay.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, I found that out with the last guy I worked with, that he was making the same amount as me, and I had been there for. I think I was there for a total of 5 years. It doesn't sound right, but it if you add it up, it's what it is. It's crazy.
Yeah,
we should tag that Porter Life video in the description.
Oh yeah,
because I think it's almost to a T. Besides there's some missing stuff and some stuff's kind of exaggerated, but it's pretty spot on.
When he said in that video, he says he gets in the car and there's a kid in the back seat.
I've been there.
Yeah, I think I have too. I don't remember it exactly, but I swear, like I got into a car and I fucking started driving it and there was a kid in the backseat and I didn't know. I was like, oh shit.
But like the car's full of fucking McDonald's trash.
Oh,
real shit, dude. I don't know. I see that more. I see it even driving down the road. Like people like.
Oh, I have a picture.
I
have a picture on my phone of a guy. Well, it's not a guy, but it's his car at a Walmart parking lot, and literally like. You like the window's here and the trash is halfway.
Yeah.
And it's like all the way up to the windshield, all the way throughout the whole car, and then the trash pile like shapes down, and then there's his seat.
Yeah, you can't use the rearview mirror because there's so much trash in the back, and you can't see the passenger mirror. So you're literally just kind of winging.
You're driving around in like a tank.
Probably worse than a tank.
Yeah. Eventually, just gonna be like a fucking
the scope thing.
Oh, like a submarine.
Yeah.
Made of fucking paper towel rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arg, there we going.
Yarg, don't fucking crash into my pile of shit.
Since we're on the topic of working there, one day I had to drive the Toyota parts truck because we always had towed vehicles because people don't know how to take care of the cars and blow them up.
Yep.
But I think I don't know if I was using
Reloading.
it for That was loud. I don't know what I was doing. I think I was returning it after doing trash or whatever because our trash vehicle was broken at the time. But I barely got on it. And I thought I was going to sideswipe like 30 cars in the back because it was snowy and it just stepped out so far.
I think you told me about that.
Yeah, I think I did. But dude, it was gnarly. Like I thought, oh my God, I'm about to not only have to pay for all this and I'm probably going to have a mental breakdown because the payment plans there sucked.
Yeah. Speaking of fucking crashing cars, and our friend Joey that we mentioned a couple minutes ago, bro, every 2 weeks he'd crash a customer car, and then he would have to fucking pay for it. Like I think he was working there for maybe like a year, maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
And I think he broke even. The amount of money he paid in like car repair bills, it was crazy. And then he switched jobs and he started working at the airport. And they were like, "Hey, do you want to drive the luggage car around airplanes, all day?"
Can you imagine if they called us for reference?
Yeah, it's like, "Can we contact your previous employer?" Like, no, you cannot. Don't contact them.
All right, sketchy background noted.
This is so uncomfortable. Fucking.
But there's one reason why I miss that job. It's just driving Some cars I can't afford.
Yep. Well,
like I got to drive a ZR1 Corvette. Oh, I didn't get to rip it because it was cold out, but
I got to drive one, but it was when I worked at Gerber.
Yeah.
And the whole front end was gone. Like,
nice.
Yeah, everything was taken off. But, like, the inside was still nice, so I got to sit in it, and I was like, oh. And then the outside was just demolished.
There was one, it was shortly after the Kia Stinger, how we got a whole bunch of them at once. There was one day where I left the V6 GT2, and they're warming up as I was pulling other ones out. Dude, I fucking turned traction control off, and it was more than a dusting, but it wasn't like super thick, but just enough to be fun and slick. I took it down the auto mall, and I just fucking ripped that thing in that cul-de-sac, and dude, it was probably the most fun I had.
Those are all-wheel drive, aren't they?
They are both rear wheel or all-wheel. Oh, depending on which model you buy. But it was all-wheel drive. Then I was just fucking pulling drifting.
Like the work sucked. You know, cleaning the floors and trash and all that stuff. That sucked. But like there were days like Bill, our shuttle driver, wasn't there or sick or whatever, so they would have like me or you do it.
Yeah.
Like that was the funnest. Like
it got to a point where I was the only one there and doing that on my last time working there.
Wow.
Dude, it was
How long was it like that before you left? Like months?
Dude, I think I got like 3 people. There were, like, I just kept like, there was a guy that came in for one day and never came back. Like the last guy that I worked with, he was there like the longest out of everyone. After you and Joey were gone, dude, absolute shit show.
It's like like you were like the seasoned old war vet, and then there'd be like new privates showing up. Reporting for duty, sir. You like fucking take the cigarette out of your mouth. Like, don't tell me your name. You ain't gonna be here long enough for me to remember it. You'll be gone before sundown. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, like I would like to say that place had a high turnover rate for porters, but my old job had higher turnover rate.
Where?
When I was building RVs.
Oh, yeah. RV factories are fucking crazy. I worked at one. I think it was Jayco, and they said like, okay, if we either we'll tell you you're fired after your first week and you didn't make the cut, or we won't call you, and then that means you can come back. And if you come back your second week, your first week you get paid $9 an hour to test you. Mm-hmm. Your second week, your pay gets bumped to $36 an hour. So the first week I made $300.
Yeah.
Something like that. And then second week, paycheck hits my account. It's fucking $1,100.
That's crazy.
And I was like, sheesh. Yeah, it was fucking badass. But the work, like, it was so high paced. It was insane. Like, if they caught you walking, if you're like, oh, I got to go grab that tool over there, I'm going to walk over. No, get the fuck out. You're fired. Like, run to go grab that. You're wasting time.
Fuck that.
Your legs work. Make them work faster. Run and go grab your tool. Run back and get your job done as fast as you possibly can.
That's pretty much how far back we were delayed when I worked at the RV plant. Mm-hmm. You could teleport and you still couldn't keep up with the quota.
That's what it feels like.
We were like 2-3 years behind.
Wow. There's like multiple different buildings at the plant, or it's not even really a plant. It's just like a town built around an RV factory. But the building I was in, we made fifth wheel, like little trailer RVs. And like typically if there was like a natural disaster, like a tornado or something like that, like we would start producing a lot more of those because they would like donate them for like housing and stuff for people that are in need. But I don't think anything like that happened when I worked there, but we were making like 14 a day. And it seems like you'd have a lot of time with 14 in an entire day, but like you don't. It was pretty nuts.
Yeah, they wanted us to do 4 a day. Well, 4 of what we were doing a day.
What were you doing?
I built the slide out boxes. Like the interiors, like cabinets, tops, windows, like washers and dryers and stuff like that. Yeah. But the thing is none of it's pre-wired. So you have to run the 12 volt, your 120 or whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is like it's not the same box every time. It's not the same routing every time. And the thing is like you could call engineers to change something, and they might not even show up to get changed. So guess what? You got to go get a fucking sawzall and chop a corner out of a cabinet so you can run wires through it. Granted, we have things like raceways and stuff to hide it, but it's just crazy because the amount of stuff you have to do is just crazy in the amount of time.
Yeah, I don't like that stuff. That's why I kind of like working where I work. It sucks, but at the same time, it's kind of nice because, you're there to do what you are assigned to do. And then if work isn't coming, there is no, well, stand up and pick up a broom, stay busy or go help him do this or go help her do that. No, it's like,
I hate that.
It's like the line's not moving. Bless you.
Thank you.
The line's not moving. So I'm going to sit on my phone and I'm going to watch fucking the new Avengers and I'm going to get paid for it and no one can say shit to me. So, then once the line starts moving, stand up and get back to work.
You have protections though.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's kind of like, that thing is like, I don't know if I mentioned this in the last one, but I have a guy that's just straight up dickhead, and that feels like you have to put everything like as close as possible. Like, guess what? If we don't get it done today, their shift will do it tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't get their stuff done, we'll do it the next day. We're already working 5 days a week.
Yeah.
5 10s to be exact.
Oh, I didn't know you worked 10 hours.
Yeah, we're supposed to be 4 10s. But the demand is so crazy right now.
Yeah.
And it seems like the more we do, the less third shift does, and it's so annoying. I know that's not possible where you work because it's like the line controls what you guys do.
Yeah, but it's.
But I think your rates are lower at night, aren't they? Slightly lower.
At night?
Yeah.
No, we get paid more.
No, I'm saying the
speed.
The speed, yeah, the line speed.
No, it's
maybe not seconds, probably thirds is probably.
No, it's all the same.
Oh, it is.
It's all the same, but I don't know what the hell maintenance does on first shift, but like, there's a Facebook page we all get on to like check stuff about work and how things are going and everything.
Yeah. And
it's always like, oh, something broke over and blah blah blah, and something broke over there, and we're getting sent home early. Like it's always there's always a fire. Something's always going wrong, and then second shift gets here in 5 minutes. Fucking turn it off, turn it back on, fucking grease some chains and whatever. And they're like, oh, we're running fine now, and now you have to make up because we were down all first shift. So to make up for production, we're gonna speed second shift's line up just a little bit.
It doesn't work that way. Because your 45 seconds turns into
43.
Yeah.
Or 40. Yeah.
Like maybe for you it's not that bad because you probably have a lot more time than you.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm so good at my job. I have 45 seconds, but I can get it done in 15 maybe, unless there's an issue, which there sometimes is, and then it's like, okay, now I gotta fucking.
When I worked for the delivery company, before they got the new paint building there, we never stopped, and whoever was pulling the trucks off from GM, mm-hmm. they got a cakewalk. They just got to sit around, while all of us are running around, driving trucks around, parking them and moving them, and all that fun BS. It's just kind of annoying. And then, when everything gets back up line, it's twice as many trucks on the exit conveyor belt. Super annoying. But that job sucked because I had to work literally in all the weather conditions. Rain, heat, wind. Crazy.
Yeah. I like the fact that where I work now, it's like I go in, it's inside, which is nice because most of my jobs that I've had so far have been like kind of I'd say a mix.
Yeah.
Some of them were strictly outside, but like, yeah, now it's just inside. I go to one spot. This is my workstation. You know, drop my keys and my work bag on the table and put my gloves on, and like that's my space.
I wish I had a stagnant spot.
We also have drawers that we can put locks on, but I don't trust them. I just keep everything in my work bag and I carry it with me in and out.
Yeah, the only thing that sucks about my building, like, yeah, it's an inside job and all that, but it's just, I don't think our building has a heater.
Really?
Yeah.
Ours fucking, we have too many heaters. Like, if temperatures drops, like, they crank the heat up so much, and it's horrible in there sometimes. But yeah, I was gonna say something. Like, it's so funny because when we're on camera or like when we're filming something,
yeah,
like you have issues, like formulating what to say and then remembering how to say it when we go to record.
Yeah.
But I realized editing the first podcast, like you were so much more comfortable than me, and like I was like having like really bad anxiety the entire time. I always felt like I kind of did it a couple times in this podcast too, but
I'm not a script person. Like, I couldn't be an actor.
Yeah.
If it's just, to me, this is just about having a conversation, and everyone else gets to enjoy and tear apart and analyze our daily lives.
Yeah. But I feel like the first podcast I was always talking through the inhale. Like I was like inhaling and talking and inhaling and talking more and inhaling and talking, and I wasn't like breathing. And I made a point to focus on that this podcast, and I feel a lot more comfortable than I did the first time.
I'm just to me this is like gaming without
gaming,
without the games.
You're in the Discord lobby right now, just chilling.
Yeah, I'm just in here.
I'm just vibing.
Just feeling I'm part of the chat, just even though I'm not talking.
Right. Yeah.
You want to talk about the camera stuff you mentioned earlier?
Oh, so I was looking. We've been shopping around for some new camera equipment because this GoPro, I'm sure you guys can see it on the video. It's got like a grain to it, and the quality isn't there. And what we said in the first podcast, we want to provide as good of quality as we can for you guys. So, yeah, I've been shopping around on some stuff, and like you were talking about like a dead cat mic on the top.
Yeah.
And then I started looking into like different microphones and frequency ranges, and I've been doing shitloads of research and everything. And what I found was they have like people who are in the business are gonna like laugh at me that like I find this so like cool and interesting, and I didn't even know it existed. But they have like transmitters that go on the top of your camera that take the place of the mic, and the aux cord jacks into your camera, and then you can set up multiple lab mics.
Yeah, they're just like I think they're like $600 a piece though on the lab mics.
Oh, the kit I found was like it's like a beginner cheaper set, but yeah, it's cool. Like, you can have 3 or 4 mics. They all transmit to the receiver, and the receiver pumps it in and overlays it on the video, so you don't have to deal with clapping and syncing audio.
That's cool.
Like once you press record, it's pulling. So you can have one and I can have one.
I feel like we could probably do that with the GoPro because I figured out that you could plug in a microphone in the back.
Really?
Yeah. I remember I had my headset plugged in, and I was messing with it. It did pick up my microphone. It wasn't as good as.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
So if we get this fixed or whatever, we could probably do that.
We could still get that mic set up, even if we don't have the camera.
And then we can iron out any bugs we have with that and go from there. So is there a higher model than the M50?
Oh, there's tons.
But like just like the next, I don't know, the successor to it.
It's pretty much a DSLR. It's a mirrorless DSLR in a way. Like that's the only difference between this and the step up. But you're looking at like different sensor sizes.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, do we want an APS-C or do we want to go to a mid-frame sensor?
That's gibberish to me.
Yeah, like the bigger sensors. Yeah. And then there's or full frame sensor, and then it goes to medium, which doesn't make sense, but that's the order they go in. And like the fucking they record movies on the some movies have been recorded on like the mid frame, or the full frame, which is like smaller, but not as small as the APS-C. And then you have really the really big ones, the medium frame, and those like the sensors are like this fucking big, and like you need to fucking put lenses on it that are like
that long.
Yeah, no, not that long, like that wide. Like it takes a big ass lens to funnel the video into it.
That's crazy.
But I was also looking at this. I don't know if I sent you this.
No, I haven't gotten any camera stuff recently.
And cutting all this out, and cutting all this out, and cutting all this out.
This guy.
I don't know where the fuck it was.
Could you check your history, or have you been too far back?
And probably too far back. But there was this gimbal. Wait.
What about it?
Like, it can take the weight of what I want to run, and with all the audio equipment attached to it too. And like, there's a video of him like running down the street at full speed with it out like this, just sprinting after this guy. And it was like, you could see, I was like paying attention to the top and the bottom of the frame, because that's how you can sense vibration and movement. And it was like barely moving.
Well, there's probably it's probably slightly cropped, and then, with AI and stuff like that. I think that's the benefit of having a bigger sensor, is you can cut more out, but keep the clarity, and pretty much like the GoPro's hyper smooth, which just smooths it out.
Mm-hmm. I think that might have been it was something like this.
Oh wait, it sounded like it had a counterbalance on it from what you were saying.
And audio's not working properly. Awesome. That's fine. It's music anyway. But yeah, I think it was like $450 ish
for the gimbal.
For the gimbal, and it was battery life is like 11 hours.
Is that straight like use time, or is that standby?
That's use time. The whole handle is pretty much battery, but I think that might be it. Yeah. But yeah, just like imagine like, the M50 with, our lab mic audio thing, and then that kind of Steadicam. Like, makes my fucking dick hard. I'm very excited. I'm not excited to pay for it, but
yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's hard for us to get like all our B-roll is like primarily stills in a way, because we
What do you mean?
Because we don't have enough people most time to have someone hang out, have someone drive, have someone else drive, or have two people filming and hanging out.
Yeah. It's
I would really like to get some sexy high def roller stills.
Yeah.
With like full motion, blurry wheels, but like super low aggressive angle.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's.
I've been doing lots of research on like frame rates, shutter speeds, ISO, and exposure and all this stuff. Like, so I already know like once we do get the camera, like I'm gonna fucking dial it in, and I'll be able, like, I know all the settings in my head of how we're gonna get like cool rollers and stuff like that. And also, I don't think this is the exact model, but the one I was looking at, it's probably in my like Amazon shopping list or something. But the one I was looking at, it has a phone mount, so you clip your phone mount to the top of the camera, and you hook a iPhone to it, and then with your iPhone, it has an app that goes to the gimbal, and then it's got like this smart sense targeting technology or whatever. So it's like, okay, you want to lock onto the car. So it's like, oh, I'm selecting this car as the object to lock onto. So like as we're driving, I can just hold the fucking thing out the window, and like as we're driving past, or you pass me or whatever, the gimbal is gonna know track that car. So the camera's gonna do all the work. All we got to do is just fucking hold it.
So does it use the phone's camera to track it?
To track,
but tells
and then
points the camera. And
it just points the camera at what you tell it to track. So
I would like to try, like, you know, filming with my new phone and see how that turns out, because I haven't really got to do any creative stuff with it since I got it.
In terms of just like shooting your car,
just you know, videos. I mean, I think the videos that we made with my iPhone in that transition period, waiting on the GoPro and stuff, I think it was very. Right? I felt like it was very friendly in terms of setting up and going. It was way more reliable than the GoPro.
Absolutely.
Except for data transfers, which inevitably is everyone's gonna know because the plug. But hopefully,
I would rather. Is there a way we can set up like a? Because like when we go through cable, that's our downfall, because the cable data transfer speed is fucking trash.
Well, I think the transfer on every platform is the bottleneck. I couldn't get this to transfer to Dropbox fast enough.
But let's say we had a like Google Drive account.
That's the thing, is I tried Google Drive and I tried Dropbox. I don't know if it's there. I don't know if I'm being limited on my side or their side, or the file size is gonna be another thing. That's why I was going with Dropbox, because we could. I don't know how much it is, but I know it's not too bad for a lot of storage. But
yeah,
I mean, I just give you the link to it and you could drop it in the future server or whatever.
Yeah, and I can pick out what I need, and
I don't know. In terms of reliability, I'd rather use my phone than this GoPro currently.
Yeah. I don't know. Hopefully it won't shut off during this podcast like it did last time. But to get this thing on, to turn it on, to record this podcast, like the back screen doesn't turn on all the time. So now we have to beat the shit out of it.
GD chat.
We have to spank it on its ass as we're turning it on. Giggity. To get
so either the the backlight either turns on, so you can't see anything, or the screen turns on and the backlight's on and you can't touch, is funky. But there's been times where we straight up couldn't get it turned on. Like there was one day I was turning it on and off probably 30 times, and out of the 30 times, once it turned on. Yeah,
and then once it's on, it's like, don't touch it.
No batteries, no attachments, no.
Don't
nothing.
Look at it. You can't change anything. It's on now. So hopefully, you can get your shit done.
Yeah, I mean, I would be down to use my phone. Transferring is the downfall right now.
We need to find a handle.
I thought about getting one 3D printed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We have a guy that does all of our 3D printing. Shout out to Josh. He's a wizard.
The thing is I could probably just get a phone mount with a GoPro attachment, and then we just use our handle. But there's also I've spotted a tripod, so you can use it as a handle. But you can, for me, if I just wanted to, give you some random flybys or whatever, I can do that.
You can just go out there and set it down.
Yeah, because I'm comfortable leaving it out there, because the chance of someone stopping and seeing it.
Oh yeah, slim. I mean, but you live in a pretty good spot.
In town, not so much.
Yeah,
I definitely, especially on that little turn jump I have over my house. I kind of want to stick it underneath the guardrail, looking down, and then me just like coming in frame and just gone.
Sounding it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's man, yeah. I have an Instagram and I don't actually post anything on it. Maybe I'll put a link to that somewhere on here, but
it hasn't been very successful when I was doing it.
Instagram. Mm-hmm. But I think I want to do it as just another outlet for like artistic expression.
Yeah.
And I feel like I get my fix to a point with doing this and working on the videos and everything, but like I feel like going out and just taking good stills of just all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Like I think I would love doing that. And I've always been I've always been into cameras and pictures and videography and everything like that ever since I was a kid. I mean, I remember when I was 9 years old, I think was the first time I got a camera. My grandma gave me it was a camcorder from, I think, Walmart. It was like $20.
Yeah.
Like this thing shot like 240p was like 1080. Like,
dude, looking back
it
on
was
footage
so
like
bad.
that, it looks like murky swamp water.
Yeah, and the microphone, the microphone was so bad on it. But in this house, the one that we're currently at, back when I was a kid, me and my friend Josh, we recorded these videos called Mr. Jeebs. Did I ever tell you about these? Vaguely.
You mentioned it, but I don't think I've ever got the depth of it.
So the concept of the video was Mr. Jeebs, or he was my butler, and I was an extremely wealthy old man. And he was always coming around. He was my butler, and he would always fuck things up and like hurt me. It was kind of like
comical Batman.
No, it was like, you know those like disaster movies where things always go wrong and it never fucking works out. It was kind of like that.
Scary movie, like Final Destination type stuff.
No, like Are We There Yet? With
Oh, you mean, yeah, kind of like I don't know.
It's like the characters are like, oh, I'm just trying my best, and then it's like, oops, I spilled a thing or I broke a window or whatever, and it's like, what are you gonna do?
Deer
like
fights you lose your keys in the woods, and kid opens a soda in your car and it fucking
vomits all over the windshield,
or opens the door, hits a pylon.
But yeah, that's pretty much the concept of the videos that we did. He was just like, he was my butler, but he was always like fucking hurting me or whatever. Like there was this scene we filmed. He brought me like this little bowl, like it was a plate with a little bowl on it, and it was supposed to be soup, but it was like cold water, I think. But he's like, clinging and like ding 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 ding. He came in and I was like, oh, I'm so sick or whatever, and then he's like, oh, let me get you your spoon or whatever, and then he would spill it, and then I'd be like, ah! Like in the bed, and we were fucking acting it up, and he's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I had so much fun filming those, and there's another one where I was like, I think it was the same scene sequence or whatever, but I was like sick, and we took some paper towel and like soaked it in water, and then he like handed it to me, and I was like fake blowing my nose, and I handed it to him, and he's like, ugh, like, 'cause it was like sopping wet, and he just like slapped it and stuck it to the side of my dresser. It was the funniest thing I think I've ever filmed in my life.
Were you dying?
Yeah, it was so good. I wish I kept stuff like that. Like, throughout my childhood, I probably have like, I don't even know, like 400 plus hours worth of like home videos that I would make with my friends.
He says home videos. He says,
oh yeah, not that kind of. Those come later. But yeah, I don't know. I've always been a fan of this kind of stuff. I've had like 4 YouTube channels, I think.
And is this the most successful one?
Oh, by far, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I wish I just stuck with it. It was like,
I'm here to kick you in the ass.
Yeah. It's just a work thing. I mean, the second biggest channel I had, like I had my friend Cody. He was kind of my editor, and like I would film stuff and then give it to him because he would put it together, because like I couldn't force myself to do it. It was just, I don't know why, just sitting down and watching myself on a screen and like re-listening to what I've said and like clipping it, re-listening. I'm gonna change this. Re-listen.
What changed? What changed?
Well, I mean, after the breakup, like, I thought about going into the military. I was like, oh, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to leave and everything. And then I didn't want to leave Chonky.
Yeah.
And, like, I have a fucking house and, 3 cars. Or I had 2 cars at the time, but, like, I have all this stuff, and I've accumulated it, and I've worked so hard for this, so far, or, up to this point. It's like I can't imagine just like throwing all of that away.
I mean, you would throw it away.
I wouldn't be able to keep any of it. You can't. I wouldn't be able to afford this place on a military salary. And also, like, where would Chunky go? Just, like, off to somewhere, you know? And then that's, like, when my mentality shifted. I was like, if I'm going to, like, I want to stay for Chunky, but if I'm going to stay, then I'm just going to throw everything I have into this YouTube channel. And this is going to be my life now. And, you know, we'll just get after it.
Yeah.
So, and then with the depression hit. I think we got 2 videos out, and then like my depression got really bad. So,
after 2 Underglow, because we had a pause after Underglow.
Yeah, the 2 Underglow videos was the only thing we did, and I was actually I'm still fairly proud of those, like the B-roll sections with the music, where those were really fun to make. But yeah, like the depression hit really hard, and I don't think. We definitely wouldn't be like where we're at, like without your like.
I harassed you like every 2 weeks.
You know, you're like that the meme with the guy poking with a stick.
Do something.
Come on, edit. like I'm coming. You're like I'm coming over and we're gonna film something. I got to do something in my car. And it's like okay.
But the thing is like, for like 2 months we filmed, and nothing.
Yeah.
There was like 3 months of us posting videos that happened months and months ago.
Yeah. I'm glad we got through that. All that backlogged footage that we filmed, but didn't get edited, like I said, because just watching myself on camera that long, it's just, I don't know. It's really difficult. And it still kind of is. Like, some people might think I'm like narcissistic and I like watching myself, but I'm really not. I don't. Like, I'm not in here fucking beating off to myself talking about.
Says the guy who has a mirror in front of his bed.
Well, that's just on my dresser. That's just like, oh, I'm putting a clothes on, you know, or I'm putting a clothes on. I'm new to English. I'm putting clothes on. Let me, you know, like, does this look all right? Okay. And then I go to work.
I'm that person. I'm like, I don't have a uniform at work. I rarely have, you know, visitors there.
Mm-hmm.
So if my hair's fucked up, fuck it. I wear a hoodie.
Oh, I'm like that too sometimes.
But I mean, I have my dedicated work clothes that, you know, or I've got shirts from like high school still.
Yeah,
that
same.
I'm still rolling through. But that's I've got nicer, softer clothes, so why ruin those?
I still have some of the shirts I had back in high school, but I don't think I wear them. I outgrew them. I definitely outgrew them because back when I was in high school, I weighed like, I don't even know, fucking 115 maybe, 120.
That's what I weighed in high school, was 116.
Now I'm like, oh, I just weighed myself last night.
Oh, boy.
Fucking
beer belly?
I don't know if it's a beer belly, but I'm definitely starting to gain weight, which is bullshit because I fucking put a gym in my house. Haven't been using it.
But you still drink sugary drinks.
I know. I shouldn't. That one's pretty good, though. That one, 0 sugar.
That one's not. They make a 0 sugar of that.
I was going to work out today before the podcast, but decided to go get my haircut instead and
had to wait
an hour and a fucking half.
Dude, if I see more than 3 people at a Great Clips thing, I'd whatever.
I walked in and there was like 8. I was like, fuck.
Dude,
I thought about checking in online.
It won't let you know. You have to make an account now. You used to be able to do it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why I stopped doing it.
Yeah, I thought about it and I was like, oh, I got to download the app and then I got to fucking do that. And then I was like, you know, I'm just going to go there. And it's Sunday. It can't be that busy.
Weekends are.
I was very wrong.
Weekdays are the best. Granted, for you, it's kind of weird. Well, I mean, I guess if you got up early enough, it probably would be probably not busy at all.
Yeah, I didn't wake up at a decent time. I woke up at 2.
I'm not saying today. I'm saying during the week, like before work.
Oh yeah. That would be the play, but
because that'd be probably be around lunchtime, so people would probably be eating, not getting a haircut.
Yeah. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. I don't know. I kind of wanted the haircut for the podcast too.
I've been procrastinating.
I was almost against getting it because there's that song "Content" by Bo Burnham,
mm-hmm.
and there's a line in the song that says, "Sorry that I look like a mess. I booked a haircut, but it got rescheduled," referring to the pandemic and everything getting shut down. And I really want to do a cover of that song, and I wanted to do it with like a long scraggly hair and like an unshaven beard and just look like fucking total garbage. And but I was like, nah, I'll do that later, like, because I have to buy a bunch of stuff to actually film that, you know, how I want to film it. So I was like, might as well just get the fucking haircut now and look halfway decent. Halfway decent.
Halfway decent.
Well, I think we got enough.
Are you gonna I don't know. I was gonna go there. My brain stopped working.
That was weird.
What?
It's like you stroked out.
I might have.
Mid-sentence.
I might have.
You started 2 different sentences and bailed on both of them. I think we could, and then... What? I don't even know what you said.
There's sometimes where I'll be wide awake and have a conversation, like start a conversation, and I won't even remember the last line I just said. They'd be like, what'd you say? I'm like, I don't got a fucking clue.
Hey, if any of you guys are still here listening, post in the comments some questions, and then we will try to answer them in the next podcast. And that would be like greatly appreciated. That way, kind of...
Or topics, yeah.
Like, how do you feel about this blank? But I would rather just kind of like, you know, like actual questions. Like, this is what I'm dealing with, and how would you guys handle it? And then we can give, you know, some life advice or something. I think that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
So if you have anything, please post it in the comments, and we'll get to it maybe in the next episode, or we'll probably actually have to ask like some friends and family to give us some questions, unless you guys kill it in the comments. Also, drop a like if you enjoyed the podcast to help with the algorithm, and yeah. Do you have anything else?
Not right now.
Not right now. Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for watching, and catch you in the next one. Peace.